Hello, everybody. So before we begin, I'm going to have a story about my keyboard and how I cleaned it the other day and I took off all the keycaps and then I put it back on and I realized two numbers were switched and I didn't notice until today. So I learned that I can't count. So that was fun. Yes, great way. And I can't stop thinking about it. But welcome everybody. We're going to talk about episode 5 today because we talked about episode 4 a couple days ago. I think I got all my Amazon feelings out. Who knows what's going to happen in the future though, Could be anything. Could be the entire season gets, released at one point. I won't put it past them. But that is a big possibility. I don't think, and it's only been 2 days, so literally no other life updates about this channel or otherwise. So we could just get right into the episode. Hey Jordan, welcome to the stream. I kind of don't remember why I took certain screenshots. I think the screenshot was just to emphasize the big Priscilla moments of the episode about Priscilla talking about, their struggles and stuff and where that leads in the episode. I will say this is another episode where, the conversations, the drama, even though the drama seemed a little bit unwarranted, did lead to something story-wise in the episode. So it's better than, the first 3 episodes where it was like there for no reason. And also I like the part where Louisiana, where every queen there and every person there draws all over Louisiana's face. I just thought that was cute and funny. And I like these lighthearted moments of the contestants like just having fun together. I want more of that. We don't see a lot of that. I want more of that. But the big drama was this one particular moment where Priscilla talks about, being an addict and stuff like that. And it's a really good moment. It's a really good moment to see this person for being a person. So they do that and it's all well and good. But then later, Madeline takes Priscilla aside and they have a conversation and while they're having their conversation, Hollow is laughing because of drawing on the Sharpie on their face. But the thing is, Madeline took Priscilla aside. They separated themselves from the group. So it's not as if there was any besides how small the fucking boudoir is, there was just no possible way they could have any connection of the laughing being any sort of thing related to what Priscilla and Madeline were talking about. That just seemed a little ridiculous to me, and it did blow up, and then it ended pretty soon after. Well, I guess the next day technically for them, but it like within the episode it ended pretty quickly, and it seemed to be resolved fairly soon. But it just seemed a little too dramatic, and it was just like I didn't know why this was happening, but yeah. Let's talk about the episode. So challenge. Filth, they have to embody filth, they have to cover themselves in trash. Also, their makeup has to be done with Sharpie. Honestly, I can't fucking tell the difference, so they did a good job if that's the case, because I didn't know any better. I love these beignets looks. The Tracy Turnblad dress. Everyone's willing to do this roach dress. No one's willing to do that hair. That hairspray hair, the blonde straightened hair, very badly straightened because it's done with a straightening with a clothing iron, and then the dark bangs. No one's willing to be that. No one's willing to be that, and I think it's a little upsetting. Like if you had to do the dress, you have to do the hair. Like just do the hair also. But yeah, this look is also great for them. We're gonna start off with Madeline. I thought Madeline looked great. Problem is, a lot of Madeline's look, it seems to be more made of unconventional material rather than embodying trash. in any way. I didn't really get that. I like the spray paint aspect of it a lot, but it just didn't seem to embody trash in any way. But the entire outfit itself is really cool. I really like it, but it just seems unconventional material, more so than looking at it and seeing a pile of trash like the majority of the other contestants did. But it was a good performance. It was also a little bit more monstrous than Filth. A lot of the looks, I don't think so. I think a lot of them did portray it well, but I guess we'll see as we get through it. But this was lower tier. And then in the interview, this was a stumble. I love seeing Disasterina again. Disasterina's great. It was a lot of stumbling. They did save it at the end with the Santa. That was a good one, but like most of it was just kind of giving one-word answers and not really talking a lot. It wasn't a lot of tete-a-tete. It was just, just kind of answering questions without much personality behind it. I do agree. Like, I wanted to see just like straight up Sharpie lines. Like, I wanted to see it blended. But yeah. Next up, Landon. Landon portrayed a merman, which I love, and also sending a message about pollution in the ocean with plastic, and I think it was very successful in my opinion. As a viewer, but if you're seeing it on stage and you don't get that camera angle of seeing it in the way we did, you don't get to see the outfit. And but like a big problem is a lot of the material they're using is either black or clear, so you can't see a lot of the materials they're actually using on their outfit. So it's like hard to see what the materials are, because like if you're seeing it, just kind of briefly, then it may just look like scales or stuff. But because it's shimmery and dark. But yeah, I like the message. I like the presentation. I think if you're going to do a merman, you're going to come out, you're not going to walk. Walking would not really convey it much. So it's harder to show off the outfit that way. It's the difference between a stage presentation and a TV presentation. Maybe if they were in a wheelchair, but that's kind of been done. Also, yeah. So yeah. Like, it could have been in the bottom. Because for the record, this episode was very good. I don't think anyone looked very bad. No one looked bad. There was just better outfits than the rest. And there were just some that seemed to be more bigger. Landon in the interview, though, was so stale. Like, not really saying anything. Like, if you're gonna be there with Disasterina, have some camaraderie, like talk, like have a conversation, and that was just not the case there. Landon just answered the questions and said, yes, this is what I was doing. Also was very thrown by Disasterina not really getting the concept right away visually, because Disasterina was like, you're not supposed to be using that, but Landon was like, oh, but this is the message. Yeah, it just fell flat. Next is Priscilla, and Priscilla did very well. Priscilla is the person here, is the filthiest person here. That's what they always did. They constantly had cigarettes stuck into them the entire time and always doing stuff like that. So it makes sense. I love the possum centered. It was hers. The entire episode was Priscilla and the story. One thing we didn't see with the floor show is Priscilla had like a bouquet of trash, like flowers made out of trash bags, and I think it was supposed to be some sort of beauty queen presentation. We just didn't see any of that because the floor show doesn't really work to showcase those things. It's just close-up shots and stuff, so we didn't get to see those things. And it just, I just wanted to see more of what the actual presentation for this outfit was going to be. But I like it a lot. I like the poofs. It almost looks like a mushroom cloud, which I don't think is intentional, but I like it. I don't really understand what the substance in the syringe was supposed to be. I just kind of looked at it as like stomach vial or something like that. I really didn't understand. But what Priscilla did is she took the concept of like a trash queen and actual trash and combined it. And I really, really like that. And just like the open sores and stuff, that just elevated it so much. And Priscilla was so good in the interview. And it was so funny. And just bulldozed Disasterina. Disasterina didn't even know what to do with Priscilla because Priscilla had just taken it over so well. Priscilla just killed it here. The floor show was better this episode because it was basically every time they showed one of the contestants, it was always just one at a time. So even when they did like that montage at the end, it wasn't like they were going back and forth. It was like they showed the contestants individually, and then they showed the montage of rapid cuts, and it was just one after the other at the other end. So yeah. So this was just, it was theirs. Next up is, and then swallow the whole microphone. It was so good. Next up is Hollow Eve. Now, when I saw Hollow, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing," because you see you see the top half first, and it looks good. And Hollow was having by far the most fun on the stage. They were selling, the garment, not the whole garment because it's not a whole garment, but they were selling what they had. And they were having such a good time, and I liked seeing them. But ultimately, it's not complete in my eyes. I already said this in every show I've ever talked about. I don't like seeing undergarments ever. Cover it. It's like, I just cover it with the material you're using, and it'll be fine. Because usually I'm like, okay, the bottom half of an outfit is boring because there's nothing beyond that. But Hollow has this big poofy thing extending from the back of there's just so much. Hollow did so much here. I'm just trying to show this. Hollow has this big poofy thing there that has some fun that extends below the waist. It just needed to be complete without seeing the undergarments, and I think it would have been fine. Maybe not the best of the week, but I think it would have been, better than what was seen here. And I think that would have helped. But yeah, I like it. I also like the message. I think the message is very good. Can someone confirm this? Because I saw someone on Twitter say that Hollow was not allowed to put blood on any of these like tampons, pads, panty liners because of TV restrictions. I didn't see this come from Hollow anywhere on their social media. So does anyone know if that's the case? Because I didn't see that. That just sounds ridiculous to me if that is the case, but she had them in the fridge. Well, there's a difference between a wet tampon and a dry one to gluing to your head. So, you can't construct anything with a wet tampon, a used tampon rather. It's just, you can't really make an outfit out of that compared to, a fresh, non-used one. I would assume it would be for the Filth finale. That's what I assume. But, just putting, fake blood, apparently they weren't allowed to. That's what I heard, but I did not hear that from Hollow. And Hollow seems like the kind of person that would speak on that and say, this is the situation. I just personally did not hear that from Hollow themselves anywhere online. So yeah, and Hollow in the interview was just, it was bad. It was bad. It was long winded. I mean, Disasterina just went through a face journey the entire time. It was, it was bad, and you're there like I said before, you're there for Disasterina. Why not have a conversation with her? And you're just gonna you're just gonna talk over, like at least with Priscilla, like, yeah, Priscilla bulldozed her, but basically it was because of what Disasterina set up for them, and not just you taking over. It was bad. Oh, this one has my heart. So Dahlia Black, this rat princess, I love this look to death. You can say whatever you want about Dahlia's personality, the way they present themselves in interviews. They can sell me basically anything, except for last week's look. But they can sell me anything. And I love this. I love how creepy, but also weirdly endearing it is. Like, I like this characterization a lot, and it's very well done. They are covered in logos and stuff. Well, like, yeah, they have prosthetics, but also their Sharpie is more apparent than anyone else's. The points are so much more apparent, in my opinion, than anyone else's Sharpie. And I would prefer this, even if, like, I would prefer this than anything else. I think this is so good. I like the giant lollipop. I love all the trash that you can just clearly see. It is just a pile of filth, and I love it. It is yes, very true, good combination of all the elements of Dragula. But I love this look to death. I was blown away when I saw it. And in the interview, I found Dahlia to do kind of good. A little bit in between, like, Priscilla and someone like Landon, where, yeah, they were just answering the question, but they had a little bit of funny things to say here and there, but it was nowhere near Priscilla. But I like it a lot. I love that giant lollipop. It adds a weird scale to things, like as if she would be tiny, but while everything else is just normal size on them. But yeah, I loved it. I loved what they did. Next is Louisiana Purchase. This is also another look I really like. I love when Louisiana takes something and just adds color to it that you would not assume. Like, the pink was a bit polarizing in the vampire one. I love the neon colors here to represent toxic waste. It's like everyone else's muck, but Louisiana is a lowland muck. And I like it. I like it a lot. The colors are great. The slime eating was so gross. Like, that, I like it. Does, like, at first I didn't know it was, I don't know what exactly it is. I don't even know if it's supposed to be edible, what they're eating, or if it's just straight up YouTube tutorial slime. Is it just straight up glue? I don't know, but I love this look a lot. Yeah. And in their interview, Louisiana killed it. I don't know what's happening, but I think Louisiana has kind of become like my favorite out of everyone in the competition. I may be rooting for them. I'm definitely rooting for them to have a win. I'm not sure about the entire competition, but I want them to win a challenge because they are in a they're having such good momentum at this point that I think they can take it. We are in the point of the competition where I don't know what's going to happen. Because I would never have guessed this episode. The result of this episode, I would never predicted it any time before watching it. But yeah. And I believe lastly, we have Eva Destruction. I love this look. I think this look is good. But ultimately, it is less than the rest of the competition. I love the presentation of it, the waxing of the of their arm, and then blotting their tears with it. It was so good. I love the way they're showing their body hair, and it's just it's fabulous. It's great. It's great, but just ultimately it's less than the rest of the competition. If there's going to have to be people in the bottom, that's just how the cookie crumbles, and it's very unfortunate because I do like it a lot, and I think it's a perfect representation of Eva. But this interview. Literally, Disaster in of themselves said it was cringy. It was so funny how bad it was. I don't think Eva said a single word. I think all they said was the entire time. And like I doubt we saw the full interviews, but if that's your answer to like such a basic question of what did you think was going to happen in Dragula, I just don't understand how they got so stumped with such a simple question. Oh yeah, and I want to talk about judges. It was great to see Bitch Pudding again. Bitch Pudding was a great judge, had a lot of good critiques. I did not realize, I thought this was a full picture of the entire judging panel, but Eva is covering them with their ass. I don't think Bitch Pudding will mind that though. Yeah. So, tops, bottoms. Top was Priscilla. I loved Priscilla. Priscilla did well. I think what really put Priscilla over the edge was the interview, because Priscilla was the best in that. I was really, it was, to me, it was so close between Priscilla, Dahlia, and Louisiana. They just seemed so close. If either Louisiana or Dahlia did better in the interview, I think they could have taken it. But it was also a very good storyline for Priscilla. I don't think that was the main reason they won. They did kill the episode altogether, though. And then, bottom, Eva and Hollow. Hollow kind of had like just such bad response to negative critiques. It was not a good look. They can't take criticism because everything they do is art, and everything everyone does is art. And yes, it is, but like you had to take criticism. You came here to take criticism by judging panel. So you can't just not do it. Like if you could get, like you can get mad at me. I'm fine with someone getting mad at me if they didn't agree. That's never happened, but you know, it's just, yeah. And then the extermination challenge, everyone has to do it. It was just, it would have been lame if only the bottom two had to do it, because it would have been over like that. But yeah, they had to blow a roach to each other, which is like, is every extermination just gonna be like part of a David Dobrik vlog? Like what is happening? Like I've seen this before, but this is like one of the main ones where it was very, very clear that someone lost, and there's no way to go around it, which I kind of like. I kind of like that it's very clear who's gonna go home because they lost this simple game. So it feels like the extermination challenge actually mattered compared to other extermination challenges where if you just do it, then it's all about the end result of your actual performance in the main challenge. There was none of that. It was because the roach went in the mouth. And then the actual extermination, so we have Hollow go home, which I would have not predicted at any point. Hollow did very well throughout the competition, and I love them to death, but I did not predict them to go home at this point in the competition. I was seeing top 3 for Hollow for real, and it was like, it is the point. Like I said before, it's the point where it's hard to see anyone go home because they're all very, very, very good. Yeah, and for the record, I like this extermination. I thought it was cool. it just seemed like it was filmed better, it was shot better. Maybe it's just Hollow's performance was overall better than maybe some of the past exterminations we saw. I just like this one a little bit more. I also like this black and white photo of them being a gutter. I would have liked it better if they were like in a dumpster with like their legs peeking out or something like that. I thought that would have been appropriate for this challenge. But I like this photo of like the black and white. It's like Black Dahlia. Oh, fuck. Black Dahlia. That's why her name is Dahlia. I just got that. Black Dahlia. I just got that. It's been 5 fucking weeks of this show and I just got that. Oh my god. I just got that. Oh my god. Anyways. I'm a little embarrassed that I just got that. But yeah, this was the best episode so far this season. I really liked it. It's getting better and better each episode, like I said last time. So there we have it. I don't know what the next episode's gonna be. I don't have any idea what's gonna happen. It's like I don't know where the competition's heading. I don't know who's possibly gonna go home. I have no idea. It's so tight right now. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I don't have any updates except for Bethesda E3 reaction tomorrow, and then we're gonna continue with that for until I run out of those. The theme of next episode leak. I think the entire episode leaked, actually, not just the theme. But just in certain countries. But yeah, depending on whether we actually get an episode Tuesday or not, we don't know. If they're gonna release another episode Tuesday, or if they're just gonna think, okay, it's episode 5 on week 5 rather than release episode 6. So if the episode is released, I will be doing it on Wednesday around this same time. But if not, then we'll just skip that week and I'll just not stream. Just a personal top 3. I want Louisiana. I'm expecting Dahlia there. I really am. And it's hard. The choice between Eva and Landon for me is so difficult. I'm going to say Landon, because they like this is one of their least performed episodes and it's still pretty good. So I'm gonna say Landon. Louisiana, Dahlia, Landon. I know it's kind of sacrilege to not include Eva, but it's just how the cookie's crumbling right now. I don't know why I'm using that phrase a lot today. But yeah. I think that's it. So we had a good talk, had a good time. Can't wait to see what happens next. I'll see you guys when... Who do I think will win? I don't know. I do not know. It's so hard. I really cannot predict anything with this show right now. I don't know where it's heading. Because they're all so close. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys whenever the next stream happens. Either Wednesday, either this Wednesday or next Wednesday. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.